have a date with a very slow-talking lady who likes water a little too much. Yes. Yes. It's time for me to get revenge. Revenge on completely unrelated enemy soldiers for many deaths by rats, which they had literally nothing to do with. It's nice to quickly and efficiently kill again after all of the absolute insanity that was last week. I mean, last episode. I mean, it wasn't actually that long ago. I don't know why I said last week. I mean, the episodes aren't even going to be a week apart, and they certainly aren't being recorded a week apart. Ugh. Do I have enough confidence to go into this place and get my whetstone before I go to another grace? The answer is no, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's going to take a lot of effort for me to get used to bothering to put the poison on my blade. It's probably not even useful against these guys. They're going to die too quickly. But, I mean, I went to all that trouble. And after having gone to all that trouble, I mean, I have to show it off, right? He sees me. Buddy, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. We're fine. There's definitely not a guy hiding behind this rock right where you saw him go. Okay. 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 You have that huge hammer that is enormously good at breaking poise, and you choose to bounce your torch off my shield. Ugh. Of course, it is the cousin of my second great nemesis, the wolf dog. My second great nemesis being the dog. I wasn't even really hiding. I was like sticking half out. Well, I mean, he did start to leave. I feel like this will work now? No, you're not convinced? You're not convinced? You actually did eventually leave. Okay, so that kind of worked. And those guys are not charging me, in spite of the fact I was standing right out of the open. So let's just try our magic wall one more time. Magic wall. No. They seem more interested in having a little party than they do in killing me, even though I'm literally just standing right here. Maybe we can sneak around and get this guy? No, 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 that guy sees me. The hammers are the worst. Their strong attacks can easily break my shield, and you know, as a relative noob, the shield is my only protection against damage. I only really have two moves when it comes to avoiding hits. Put my shield up and pray, and panic roll. And since I already know that panic roll is a shameful thing to do, I tend to resort to put my shield up and pray. Alright, that wasn't so hard, right? We seem to have this handled. Go down here and get our whetstone. Something that should be commonly available, but apparently exists only in a single chest in this entire game. That's alright though, right? Games have their own logic, right? I mean, I don't know how we take care of our weapons if we don't have whetstones, but I guess that's not a question that's relevant, because I am the one guy... Oh, it's a whetting knife. That's even weirder. What is a whetstone knife? Is it a knife made out of the stone that you sharpen things with? Is it a knife intended to be used with whetstones? Is it literal? No, because it's not spelled wet, it's spelled whet. It is a whetstone knife. Is there like actually a historical item called a whetstone knife? Maybe something that you use to like prepare whetstones? I'm becoming overly obsessed with this small piece of information because I was so shocked that what I thought was just a whetstone was actually a whetstone knife, something that seems completely absurd to me. My lack of knowledge is making something that's probably pretty obvious and real seem completely absurd. And there's two of them, and he sees me. Well, we'll just abort that plan. For some reason, in spite of the fact that he did basically a danger dance in front of the guy with the shield has no interest in coming to help. Which is a advantage I'm going to take very much advantage of. Advantage. Add. Oh. And we are going to kill you too. Alright. Here's our flail. What we intend to be a weapon that we use quite a lot at the beginning, just because we have fun with it. A weapon that many historians argue never actually existed, in spite of the fact there are still cultures today who have examples of flail weapons in their arsenals. You know, basically nunchucks are flails, but whatever. You know. Doesn't exist. I think it's more like what they're arguing is that it was only used by peasants. Like it's just a utensil, like a farming tool that people think is a cool weapon, and some people drew some spikes on it one time. I don't know. I'm not a historian. Probably should let this woman talk, in spite of the fact I absolutely hate her slow talking. Okay, well, let's settle in for her to waste some more of my time. It's not that her help is a waste of my time. I appreciate her help. It just feels like this has to be an affectation, right? Like,
greetings.
She's choosing to talk like that.
Traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina.
There's no way she thinks that's how normal people talk.
I offer you an accord. Have you
So
heard
she goes
of the
from not caring at all about getting herself all wet in the water to not being willing to touch the dirt with her knees.
And aid to the tarnished. But I can play the role of maiden.
It's
turning
interesting.
Runes into strength to aid you.
Like the detachment that the main character has from the source of their own power, right?
You
like
only take me with you to the foot of the Erd tree.
Other people seem to get strong just by training. Like there seem to be characters who get strong in the regular way. Like I'm a warrior because like there's a guy who's a warrior who just because he's trained as a warrior. Maybe everybody has a finger maiden.
Another matter. I bequeath to you this ring.
Ah, Torrent's ring.
Use it to traverse great distances. It will summon a spectral steed.
And he
named Torrent
will move in a way that is exactly the opposite of the way I speak. Fast and with purpose.
With respect.
Okay, no, that's not fair. She talks with purpose. Just never fast.
Shall I turn your runes to strength? Let my hand share them with me.
Yeah, that's cool. Could we skip the thoughts sharing part? Okay. So now comes the interesting part. I have to figure out how the hell I'm going to structure this series, because I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't at all know what I'm doing. I have two logical problems. The first logical problem is that the vast majority of this game I am playing blind, which I think will be interesting and work in a certain specific way, wherein I will go in, I'll look at what's around me, I'll go walk towards things that look interesting, I'll describe the interesting things that I see happening, I'll get into danger, and exciting things will happen, like I'll die a million times, and then every once in a while we'll find a boss and continue with the story. That sounds cool. That's what I want. But there's a chunk of this game that I have done too much of to be able to make that work for. And during that chunk, I'm going to have to figure out what to do. Right now, I'm going to take a break. It's going to be like 20 seconds for you, but it's going to be like 10 minutes for me. And when I'm back from that break, I should have a better idea of what I'm going to do. It is now time to begin the adventure of Murder Jesus in earnest. First things, got to put Torrent into our pouch, because all good horses should live in pouches. That way we can use Torrent a slightly less fumbly way than we would if we had to put him someplace else. Alright. So I think the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to zip north, and we are going to get our jellyfish friend. Of course, we're going to get the map on the way by, because I don't know why I wouldn't. So run right past the guys in here. Should be easy enough. Guess we should get the grace first, though, right? I mean, might as well. Okay. Okay. There's a seed, I think, right on the other side of this gate too. Weird figuring out how we're gonna play this. Oh. So that was pushing the button too hard, getting off my horse in the first place possible. That is not what riding past looks like. That's not what riding past looks like at all. We're going to die. Like, he's already dead anyway. Can you see? There's an arrow right through his face. I should be typing attention instead of looking at the arrow through his head. Jesus. Oh, why me? Why me? Okay. That was somehow less embarrassing than all the rat deaths. Let's try to ride through here without jumping off of our horse. We need to be a little soft-fingered. Oh, getting stuck by crossbow bolts. They love to put important actions on the buttons underneath the movement controller, so that if you're not like the softest hand in the history of games, you're gonna have problems, especially I find when I turn hard, pushing that button and having something I don't want to have. You know what I like? I like an old racing game, and that was... Jeez, those are my favorites. Oh, it's the Sky Wolves. What a great ambush. There's literally no place they could have come from. They literally came out of the sky. These are Sky Wolves. Where? Where did you come from, Sky Wolves? Where is your home? In the clouds? Far above? Sky Wolves. What a wonderful ambush. It's actually better than like the magical spears of appearance you sometimes get with the Beastmen, because they literally just like come out of the sky. You guys are trying to flank the hell out of me. What? Ow! Not... I guess wolves are part of my ancient enemies. Just another form of dogs. Getting a lot of chug still. I don't know. Those frames lost, I'm gonna have to like experiment a bit and see if I can get this smoother, because it was smoother a week ago. Maybe it's the weather, but that would be all of a sudden too, because I've really never had problems with this.
Everyone's
okay, here's the saddest lady ever.
been grafted.
She seems to have convinced herself that she is craven and a coward, and she doesn't want to have her limbs cut off and attached to some dude. I
only to have their arms taken.
Don't think that's that
Their
cowardly.
legs taken.
I think
even
that's
their
rational.
Heads.
Taken.
Like,
Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know?
probably
If
rude
you're
that I'm talking
grafted
right
by
over
the
her.
spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think
mean,
about it.
I don't know. I understand wanting to, like, get
You're
back
all on
to
your
your
own,
friends,
are you?
but is
And
it
heading to Stormvale Castle, enticed by the one in the white
really
mask, I suppose.
desirable
Oh, you've
to
come
get
to
yourself
be one
killed
with the
just so that you can
spider?
attach or be
Well,
attached
that
to the
makes
same
us two
crazy guy
peas
that
in
your
a
friends
pod.
are?
But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off.
One
Or
of the
legs,
more interesting
or
things,
your
though, is that, like,
head.
the word
I
spider
want
is
to be
clearly
like
metaphorical
everyone
because
else,
it's
but
actually
I'm
a
just
man,
too scared.
right? With stuff. It's
I'm
actually
nothing but
people
a craven.
with stuff attached to them. So that would imply that chrysalid was also metaphorical?
Oh, I know.
Or is
Can you take this little one
chrysalid
along with you?
literal? Yeah, you're definitely not a
The
craven
poor
for being
thing
afraid to have
deserves
your arms and
someone
legs
braver
cut
than
off.
myself.
That's not what a...
The
That's a
spirits look
regular
rather
fear. That's a
fondly upon
rational
you.
fear, okay?
It'll be
So
glad of
there's
your
a difference
company, I
between
think,
irrational
the
fears,
little un.
where you fear things that you shouldn't be afraid of, and rational fears, where you're afraid of things you should be afraid of. Limbs being cut off is a rational fear. It's fine. You're fine. Anyone would be afraid of that. Anyone who wasn't afraid of that would be a literal mad person. Insane. Back to here. So now, so far we have died to a troll unnecessarily, got our jellyfish, you know, maybe I should try to get the souls back from the troll death, because they probably are enough that it matters this early? I don't know. I'm really not sure where to begin. So let's just get the souls. We need to make enough progress to get stronger so we can move to the areas that are actually exploration based, which will be the more interesting stuff. Getting through the stuff I've already done quickly is important, because doing that stuff will mean that we can move to stuff I haven't done, which will be more interesting and easier to figure out how to do. It's easy to explore areas that... Strange. It's not easy to explore areas that you've already explored, because it's impossible. You know where everything is. So you sort of have to just pick a plan for how you're going to get through it quickly, but I'm not sure that's really interesting. But I do need to get through it in a way that is as interesting as possible. So there's no reason to worry about upgrading yet, because we only have one smithing stone, and we don't really want to use our sword for long anyway, although probably upgrading it once would be a good idea. Even if I had enough smithing stones, I don't think I have enough souls. So we're just going to pass tonight so we can talk to the witch and get the bell. That's weird. Why is she not here? It's always worked before. Maybe it's not, maybe because it's like nightfall, it needs to be a little later? Just kill some more guys and come back and check. Some easy kills here and then check to see if she shows up. I feel so strong when I'm fighting people who can't see me. Much better. Much better than fighting rats that are looking right at me. So here's what the plan's going to be for the entire episode. I'm going to do a bunch of like the little caves just to fight the bosses, because I took a long break in this game before I started this series and I'm not very good, so I'm going to need some boss kills in order to sort of train up my minimal, and I do mean minimal, skills. Once that's done, I'm not going to finish this whole area. On my off time, like pick up some like stuff that's lying on the ground that will help out. And then after that, I will just pick an area that I barely know anything about and start exploring it, because I think that's when. So that's the plan. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get this bell. Next time we'll probably do the imp cave that the weird specter guy points to. After that, we'll pick a few other caves that are important for making basic progress, probably like the cave with all the stone shards in it. Just gonna go get those souls now. The cave with all the stone shards in it, and then we'll do the wolf cave, maybe, because there's something else to do. Please don't hit me. It's fine. It's fine. It's good. We're good, right? Everybody's friends. We did it. We got our souls back. Okay, so I'm gonna go to that cave probably, and then I'm gonna go someplace else, and I'll decide this someplace else later. Once this guy goes away, we'll go back and check and see if we fixed the witch. And once we kill the witch, kill the witch. No, we don't kill the witch. Once the witch gives us our bell, we'll probably call it an episode. We'll probably call this one short, because I really don't have a plan yet. Everything's going to be fine. I'm gonna have to kill a ton of goats to just realize that I have another intimator. That's what I should do. That's what I should have done today. I need to kill the Pumpkinhead boss in front of the sorceress lady so that I can farm poison arrows. And she's still not here. It's bugged. I guess I'm going to quit here. I'm going to look up on the internet how to fix this bug, and after that we're going to clear the area for arrow farming, and then we're going to do that imp ruin, and then after that we'll do a couple more caves. When I'm not recording, I will gather up a few items here and there that are just like lying on the ground, things like golden runes and stuff. And then we'll progress to areas I've never been into, because that's what will make the series more interesting. Honestly, I probably could have just started there, but I think that these episodes in the future might be useful, at least for a sense of continuity, to see the beginning, see these first days of me playing the game and figuring things out. Yeah, that's why we're doing this. Not because we thought we should record something even though we didn't have a plan, because we're trying to set a habit. That's definitely not why we did this, and I'm definitely not wasting all your time. And I'm definitely not still wasting your time at over 20 minutes talking with nothing to do and running in circles, knowing that I can't even move on until I go on the internet and figure out why the witch isn't working. Okay, so that's it. Anybody who watches this, both thank you and I'm sorry. Hopefully we have a better idea of what we're doing at the next one. Hopefully it's more worthwhile. And if it's not... those zombie sounds? Did these crucified guys make zombie sounds? That's amazing. That's amazing. If the people on the crosses are like undead and they're making zombie sounds, that's just amazing. Anyway, that's all. Thank you for anybody who watched this. Thank you very much. The next one I'll have a better idea of what I'm doing. And I hope to see you in it. But I mean, after this, probably not, right?